That show you the wine of Babylon.
Yep, for real.
All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. We'd also like to give double honors to our elders and apostles at Great Millstone that do well. And we'd like to say peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, the predestinated, all right, and the hopeful elect, the 1/3. Lord's will, these modern day epistles, these lessons are edifying to the body of believers, all right. Ultimately, Yahweh Shai sheep, which the Yahweh Shai sheep is the elect, because it says in John, my sheep hear my voice. So at the end of the day, this gospel, even though it's being a witness to all nations, the gospel is ultimately set up for Yahweh Shai sheep, you know. So we're just gonna go with the Rakak Kodash. You know, there's a lot going on within this quote unquote community of Israel, also without, which is going on with the Gentiles throughout the world pertaining to biblical prophecy. So what you see going on with amongst us is what false prophets getting outed, breakdowns being corrected, and then what's going out in the world is Joel 3, prepare war. You know, so there's a lot of things going on. And I was watching the beloved brothers from Dallas yesterday, and Elder Yashawamba made a great point. He said that pretty much that the prophets are the news, you know, which goes in the herald, you know, heralding. So this is, as he said, channel 144. So we're here to give you the news. We're here to give you current information pertaining to the biblical narrative. You got it, brother.
Yep. This is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 3 and verse 1. And it says, this second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you, and both which I stir up your pure minds.
Yeah. Is that second that goes into the fervent heat?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, yeah, yep.
Oh, this is perfect.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, read that from the top again, please.
Yes. This is the book of Second Peter, chapter 3 and verse 1.
Yep.
It says this second epistle, in which epistle is another name for a letter.
Right.
It says, beloved, I now write
hold on. Roy. Now read it again. Let me say this too. You got a lot of Israelites out here that are playing dress up. They don't understand the severity. Okay, you don't understand that we are actually on the top watch list of Esau, Edom, and his alphabet powers that be. Okay, so this is why it says men that have risked and hazarded their lives for the name of Yahweh Shai. So we're entering a time where you're going to ultimately be able to understand or see the severity of what this truth entails. It's not just us coming out here saying Esau's a devil, then we're going home eating corn chips and lamb.
Right.
Okay, this thing is actually very serious. We're at the end. Esau's infrastructure, his economy, his class and rulership is dwindling in the presence of his face, and he's seeing so-called black and brown men telling him his demise through a book that he's coveted, monopolized, and used to gain rulership over the world. So this is very extremely serious, man. Okay, you got it.
And it says, I now write unto you, and both which I stir up your pure minds.
Right. What does Bob Marley says? Stir it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Stir up means rendered active. So we weren't rendered active until now, which Esau's going into cells being sleepers. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you have carnal examples of that, but on a higher scale, Simeon Toko, you have what? 144,000 cells that are sleeping.
That's right.
That Ezekiel saw in the which was recorded in the 37th chapter, which was those being awakened with the breath of life being breathed in them. Okay, so we're here only because we have faith that the breath of life has been breathed into us. This is why the doctrine of Great Millstone is different. The vibration, the message is different from the majority of other 99% of the camps out here, because majority of them don't have the Rakak Wadash or the breath of life being breathed in them, that they're being inspired. You know, because it's ultimately Yahweh Shai speaking. You know, that's why a lot of times either we'll be inspired to write down a lesson, or we're just moved in the spirit to speak in the lesson.
Right.
You know?
Yep. Got a quick precept. This is the book of Ezekiel 37 and verse 9. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind.
Right.
Prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Lord power, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain that they may live.
You know, you got bees flying around. That's life. Yeah. You know, I'm not afraid of creation like I used to be in the world, because that was the curses.
Yep.
You know, you got bees, birds, things like that flying around.
Creepy crawlers.
You know, so you look at that in a different light. You know, you look at it in a different sense, you know, that this is ultimately the creation of Yahweh Shem El Shai.
Yep.
When John the Baptist was in the wilderness, I speak as a man, but he was at peace. He was at peace out there, you know? Oh, and mind you, if you hear any Bob Marley in the background, it's the Benjamite Fest going on, which we didn't even know. But there's a heavy spirit of Benjamin going around here in Rochester lately, you know?
But verse 10, it says, so I prophesied as he commanded me.
Right, like you look around, okay, no one's out here. I mean, you got one in particular, Jake, he actually asked a question, but this is us prophesizing to the wind. It just so happens to be that Luke 14:23, it just so happens to be that we now have technology that is also being used as a witness for the preaching and prophesizing. You know, so you have to understand that there are certain brothers out there that have lessons that have only been recorded ultimately in the heavens and not just for YouTube. You know, like real quick, I got to get a fun fact for you. That's just pressed on my spirit. When you go look into the scriptures, like the King James Bible, that was translated from, I believe, the William Tyndale Bible, which the William Tyndale Bible was translated from the Vulgate Bible or the St. Jerome Bible, which St. Jerome was an Israelite, and he was set up to translate the Old Testament from Hebrew to Latin, because Latin at that time was the most popular language. Hence why, fast forward to King James, it was translated from the Hebrew, Latin, and Greek to English, because English was the dominated language, which is so funny because at that time it was Old English. Hence why the 1611 is in Old English. Okay, that's why they have New King James, which is in modern English today. Okay, so that we are reading records that have been preserved over time. This is why Easter may be found in it. You know, things of that nature.
Yep.
You know?
That's right.
So at the end of the day, this is all about faith. If you come up questioning the analytics or whatever of King James and the clerical errors, well, that's now used as a stumbling block to have you tripped up. So now you're taking one little piece or one little tittle over this whole mass meal, and now I don't want it.
Right.
Like a kid that don't want to eat their vegetables. We'll die malnourished, nigga.
Yep. Exactly.
You know?
That's right.
Because we want to get fed out here.
That's right.
And ultimately we're showing the Lord our faith. You know?
That's right. Luke 14 and verse 23, it says, this is red letter, by the way, and the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highways and hedges.
Yeah, the highways, the roads, the streets, the alleys. Okay, right now we're at a highway, we're at an alley, we're at a lane. Okay, we're out here, right? We're actually been sent out here. Keep going.
And it goes on to say, and compel them.
Yep, compel, threaten, force. Matter of fact, let's go into that word compel. Then we'll go back to Ezekiel and then back to 2 Peter's. So read that from the top one more time.
Luke 14 and 23, and the Lord said unto the servant, go out into.
Because let me say this, Jake's going to be compelled when affliction comes, you know, when adversity comes.
I think that's a little
bug.
It's a grasshopper, I believe.
A creature.
Yeah.
You know?
It says, go out into the highways and hedges.
Yeah,
like we're out right now.
Yeah.
You know, because that's a commandment.
Yeah.
You know, to be, out here in the highways and byways and preaching the word. You know, the church, it means to call out.
Yep. And that word compel, it means compel, drive to, by force, threats. Okay? So the Lord isn't playing. So when we tell you, hey, you now knowing you're an Israelite, there's a certain standard that you got to live by now knowing this. Okay? This isn't well, I'll kind of get around to it when I do. Right. Remember, Sirach 5 and 7 says, make no tarrying. You hear all them sirens? Damn. You know? Just like that is how judgment can befall you. You know? Just as simple as you waking up in the morning, putting your shirt on, is how judgment can approach you. Yeah. When you least expect it. And that's how cold the Lord is. He'll put it in your mind not to expect it. Now you got to deal with something unexpectedly. Yeah. And that judgment is necessary. That's why I did a lesson yesterday titled, Judgment is a Stumbling Block to Jake. So when you start seeing Jake getting judged, all they're looking at is as carnal. Like another white man killing another black man. Or now a black woman. Or even black children. That's next too. You just had the three young ones get taken out in the UK. I perceive they must have been Edomites because they're attacking Jakes. And dark-skinned heathens.
Yep.
So what's Jake gonna do when some young Tamir Rice happens?
Yeah.
You know?
It's gonna get brutal.
Exactly. It says old and young.
And it says, and compel them.
Yeah, threaten them. This is no laughing matter. This ain't a game. Majority of the time, Jake will come up and tell us how he's an Israelite, but he's completely off.
Yeah.
That's why we don't waste time with you. That's why we prophesize to those that believe, not to those that believe not. Then we tell those unbelievers, you better repent, because if not, the Lord gonna visit you.
That's right.
And when the Lord visits, hey man, things move, things shake, things stop. When the Lord visits, it's a whole different world, man. You ain't gotta worry about calling in that day, because there ain't a job.
Right.
You know? Keep going.
And it says that that my house may be filled.
Right.
Oh, that was it right there.
Okay, perfect. Well, it keeps going.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's good. It's good, though.
It does.
But this is what the Lord's doing, bringing both bad and good. So we're in a very heavy time. This is why the doors of repentance and mercy are open if you're an Israelite, because now the registry is spiritual.
Yeah.
Now the registry is Romans 8 and 16.
Right.
You don't have to physically show me, you know, but show your lineage is lineage.
Right.
Now it's, hey, in the spirit, if you bear witness to this because you're an Israelite.
Exactly.
And just because you look like a typical Israelite doesn't mean you're always going to necessarily be accepted either. You just had a pack of Elamites rolling on through here, taking pictures with an idol. But from a glance, by far, they're darker than us.
You look like Jake.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Put a 3X white tee on them and a fitted
Yeah.
in a fucking 50 Cent music video. You never know.
Yeah.
That's why you got to be spiritual in this thing.
Back in Ezekiel 37 and verse 10. So I prophesied as he commanded me,
Yep.
and the breath came into them,
Yep.
and they lived and stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army.
Yeah, that's the elect, you know? But we remain ourselves as the hopeful elect, but there's a certain standard that you're going to be moved in ultimately in the spirit. And one major key outside of faith is that name, because it tells you in James, because I want to do a lesson titled The Biblical Definition of a Prophet. Okay, and we as Israelites, I was really sitting back thinking, like, man, as Israelites, why, which I know why, but it's like in a statement sense, but why is majority of Israel that learn or tune into videos, why are they not cleaving unto videos about prophecy? But you like that clickbait candy, Isaiah 29 and 10.
Yep, got you.
You want that clickbait candy, okay? But it's not gonna be sweet out here very soon. It's gonna be the complete opposite, which is bitter. You know what they say, first it's bitter, then it's sweet. The sweet and sour patch or whatever. You got that?
Yep,
I think
got
it's
you.
10.
Yep.
Or, you know.
This is Isaiah 29 and verse 9.
And any day now, we're waiting for Persia to, shoot a jab out at Amalek.
Yeah.
They in a ring right now. And Babylon's the corner man for Amalek, and Magog's the corner man for Persia.
Yep.
Just like the North and South Korean war.
Yep.
Why is it North and South? Because of Babylon and Magog. When you go back through history, you always see two major components in someone's ear. That's Magog and Babylon. So Babylon right now is pumping the steroids into Amalek, you know?
Isaiah 29.
Magog is got Persia training like, what's my man? If he dies, he dies.
Dragic.
Yeah.
Ivan Drago.
Yeah,
Ivan
Drago. You know? So things are happening out here. And my spirit's been real heavy about scarcity. Because that's how the famine is going to hit. When it says famines, it's going to be scarcity, meaning a lack of goods. So in particular places aren't going to have goods like others, like that movie Civil War. Certain towns were more well off or well-to-do than others,
Yeah.
but they still had to preserve their own community, you know?
Yeah. Isaiah 29 and verse 9. Stay yourselves and wander, cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine.
Yep.
They stagger, but not with strong drink.
Yep.
For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
This is why majority of our people are not cleaving to the prophets, because prophecy isn't happening on a major scale. Little things happen, you know, so then talks about it go out, but then it's back to debating a Christian, debating a Nuwabian, you know, just bullshit. Things that ain't filling you up for what you need. So when it happens like that, you're ready to go. You know? It's like you only want to hit the gym when you're extremely overweight instead of continually to, do your calisthenics, keep up on your daily routine, consistent.
Right.
Being consistent at it. There's a difference between motivation and discipline. Motivation is a flame that sprouts up but goes out. Discipline is a flame that stays there. It's a big difference,
That's true.
Shalom, bro.
Shalom. And it says, verse 10, and hath closed your eyes.
Yep, I don't want to see it. I don't want to watch them. Either those guys are nasty.
Yep.
Oh, y'all GMS, I'm going somewhere else.
Yep.
They lured Jeremiah into a dungeon.
Yep.
They struck prophets. Why do you think our videos get struck now? Oh man, we just received a strike. Well, that's what they did to the prophets back then.
Yep.
Keep going.
Yep. And it says, right, burned our books. You had the king of Judah, he burned Jeremiah's books.
Yep.
And the Lord said, write them again.
Yep.
So
when you got a lesson going and it don't record, you do it again.
Yeah. And it says,
because we're servants at the end of the day. How many times you been in a job and you get your job done quick enough, you still got to find something else to do?
Yep.
Job's not done. Job's not finished. This is a livelihood. So we have something. There's always something to do. There's always something to read. There's always something to edify upon, Even quick videos. GMS quick hit. Oh, check this out real quick. Look at that. Now it's so crazy, so much going on that they made YouTube shorts.
Yeah.
Now the time span of Jake is 7 minutes or less.
Yeah. And it says back in Isaiah 29 and verse 10, and hath closed your eyes, the prophets and your rulers, the seers had thee covered.
Yeah, so they say the prophets are back, but the prophets ain't prophesizing nothing.
Right.
Okay? But there's in particular men that are being moved through the spirit to constantly bring up some kind of current news or information, something pertaining to the economy, something pertaining to outside forces that have capabilities that are only found in Revelations, the 9th chapter, and Joel, the 3rd chapter. So something's happened. So what we're doing is we're now connecting the dots,
I got a quick one.
Yep.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 62, and verse 6.
Oh, yep.
It says,
Woo!
I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem.
Right, so we're watching. We're actually out here watching, okay? What do you say? Watch, the block is hot.
Yeah.
The block's hot right now.
Yeah, prophecy's hot.
And one thing I want to say for you brothers and sisters that are on YouTube and watching, it's actually edifying for you to follow your city's local news coverage. Because I had just clicked on Rochester. Every other video was hit and run.
Yeah.
Jake shot, Jake arrested, missing, hit and run. And then Esau like this.
Yep.
Yep. Esau just cool, stand-up comedian. And then all the other videos is just murder, death, kill. And I was telling the brother, I said, we about to drive into that city tomorrow. Yeah, we may be right here, but this is still the fucking city.
Yeah.
Well, Jerusalem is the people before a place. The hood ain't Avenue D. The hood is Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said, we ain't laying on Plymouth Rock. Also, there goes the neighbor. All right? So if 5 Jakes wanted to come up here right now, they could turn this shit out at any minute. Nigga with dreads with a gun like this. That's what their picture was, right?
Yeah.
You seen it? The shooting?
Big ass eyes.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
At any minute, it could be another Maplewood. Me and the brother, we like, man, it's nice, so let's just go, get a walk in, get some cardio in. We went to the local watering hole where Jake plays basketball. It was hot, laughing. Oh, good shot. Niggas, hey, nigga. What brother said, time to go.
That's our cue.
We left. We left.
Yep.
Because you don't know how it's going to turn out. You got your apocrypha? You got the apocrypha on your phone? Can you go to, what is that, Sirach 10 and 8, Metal Knot?
Metal Knot, too many fears.
Is this Sirach 10?
Look at that real quick.
You know where it's at, brother? Y'all better get it before I do.
I got my phone right here.
Let me see. Let me see if I can get it.
Is it Metal Knot?
Yeah, go to Sirach 11 and 10.
Ah, I got it.
Got you.
He beat me to it.
Sirach 11 and 10, or Ecclesiasticus.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 11, verse 10. My son, meddle not with many matters.
Yo, man, let me chill, brothers. Yo, brothers, chill. Don't be out here trying to be a peacemaker. The scripture saying in Romans 12, be at peace with all men, but don't be out here trying to be the peacemaker between men. Let them have it. Because immediately they're going to turn that energy on you. Let's read that again.
My son, meddle not with many matters.
Yep.
For if thou meddle much, thou shalt not be innocent.
Yep.
And if thou follow after, thou shalt not obtain, neither shalt thou escape by fleeing.
Boom. So you, pow, pow, pow. He said, I'm hit. You know? We're not in the time to be, let's gather the nation. No, we're in a time to get in where we fit in amongst the body that's following Yahweh Shai, starting with our elders, apostles. Exactly. So what's that tell you? If a so-called black woman's getting hit, then what's that mean for the men?
Right.
That's gonna be double.
You saw this.
And that show you Jake ain't ready. All you saw was weave. They grabbing their titties, running, coochie cutters on. Jake is not ready for when the deal go down. They're not ready up here. We have a nation that are children in the mind. See, we are adults in the spirit. First of all, the men are the elders, right, over the woman, right? But within that, we are actually elders or adults over the rest of our people that are out here. Just because you saw last week, just because he was older, I'm 59. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing to the Lord. You know, the Lord didn't start dealing with Abraham until he was 99.
Right.
Exactly. It said the Lord, Yahweh Shai said, he chose the weak things of the world. Then he says he revealed it unto the babes. You know?
Back in Isaiah 62 and verse 6, I have set watchmen upon thy walls.
And all the brothers are watching. The whole world is watching. You know? The whole world is watching. We're watching everything. We're watching people promote the MOTB. We're watching false prophets break, which that's been heavy on my spirit, is outing false prophets. Battle axes. What are they called? Battle axes of the Most High. Those are false prophets. Brother Hassad, you're a false prophet. Nate, as it stands, you're a false prophet. Deacon Akah, as it stands, you're a false prophet.
Elazar.
You know?
For real.
If you are siding with what they're saying, you're a false prophet.
Yeah.
What you got, bro?
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4 and verse 13. Better is a poor and wise child than an old and foolish king.
Boom.
Who will no more be admonished.
Yep. So what need be of an old foolish king? You know, if you have an old foolish king, he's not fit for war. And aren't we at war spiritually? Yahweh Shai said in Luke 14 that you got to count the cost.
Yeah.
A king is going to sit down and see if he could defeat this approaching army, even though he only has 10,000 men compared to the 20,000 marching at him. So we are here counting the costs, actually weighing out what's happening. But other people are playing like the slayer ain't getting ready to slay. You know? Now, what were we reading?
Isaiah 61.
Yep.
Excuse me. Isaiah chapter 62 and verse 6, it says,
this thing ain't about to be going on for much longer.
Oh, yeah.
Like with Noah, hey, until that ark was built and the Lord deemed it fit, man. So this is the camps, the edifying, it's only going to go out oh so long until the Lord deems fit to bring what? Judgment, you know?
Right. It says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls. You know, and the duty of a watchman is to do what? Is to warn the people. You know, it's to warn the people of, impending doom, right?
Or a certain sound.
Right.
The trumpet.
Yeah, yep.
You got to let the trumpet be blown, but it says they let off an uncertain sound. Mm-hmm. Like I was watching the Titanic, which that whole movie was, that movie, they dramatized that story to cover up them sinking that ship to enact their Federal Reserve Act. But anyways, when you go and watch that movie, the watchmen were on top of the, whatever it's called, of the ship, and they were to watch out for icebergs. But what Esau did is he sabotaged that trip. So he put watchmen up in that tower on that ship, but he didn't give them binoculars. See? So what are our binoculars? Well, of course, it's the spirit, but it's the cell phone. It's the Urim and Thummim. We can see what's going on in Jerusalem right now in real time. We can go look up Persia news right now. So we have the ultimate binoculars to look what's going on way before it gets here. That's what a prophet does. It says before, you know?
And it says, which shall never hold their peace.
Right. So we know, I got something to say. Jeremiah said, my bones couldn't contain it, you know? So you're going to speak. You're going to bring out information. You're going to bring out news. It's current. It's something that we need for the body, okay?
It says,
because Esau's media is not giving you the proper balance of information that you need. They give you more like a scare tactic.
yeah.
Or a different perspective. Is propaganda.
Yeah.
Like right now, they're feeding the masses of people to look at Persia as the boogeyman. Okay? This is why now Persia is counteracting that propaganda with subliminal messages about Amalek and having blood on their hands. You know? Because the whole world knows Amalek is guilty, but Amalek owns the 6 media corporations that run and funnel information out of Babylon. So you have a controlled media outlet that is giving you what they want to give you. This is why they came up with fake news, all right? Which the Shedemite that was running over YouTube, she just passed away.
Oh, wow.
The one that was cutting all our videos,
oh,
well, the Lord cut her ass.
Good.
You know, that's judgment.
Good.
You know? Keep going.
And it says, which shall never hold their peace day nor night.
Yep, this is why the internet does the heavy lifting. Keep going.
Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silent.
So we're not supposed to be quiet right now. Now is a time where it's supposed to be speaking. It says a time to embrace and refrain from embracing. So right now it's a time for the Spirit to be moving us to prophesize, to break down, to edify, to feed, because we also have a prophecy of the famine of the word, which you can see playing out through what? The internet going down. YouTube not working, you know? So we're going to see how this prophecy plays out of us not being able to teach no more. And then you see AI. Have you seen AI lately? They got pictures right now where you can't even tell if it's real or fake.
Yeah.
So they could AI us right now and put us wherever they want. And if you're not grounded in the spirit, you're gonna believe whatever Esau tells you. You know?
This is the book of Amos, chapter 8.
They lied on Yahweh Shai. They said Yahweh Shai was gonna destroy the temple. That's a T-wrist activity. You're gonna blow up the building?
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
That's a T-wrist activity, man.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 8, and verse 11. Behold, the days come, said the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord.
Right, that's why right now we're lifting up our voices like a trumpet. And when you go into the law of the trumpets, you have an in particular law where you blow the trumpet when your enemies are pressing you and you need the Lord to deliver you. Real quick. So Esau is going to stop us crying out publicly to the Lord. This is Numbers 10 and 9. And if ye go to war in your land against the enemy that oppresses you, then ye shall blow an alarm with the trumpet. So we're blowing the alarm. Hey, help. Hey, watch out. Hey, like Ezekiel said, a slayer's coming.
Yeah, I was about to get that.
You know?
Yeah.
Water's going to stop running. Lights are going to turn off. That's where you're going to have faith. That's where you're going to have the name. So you should be calling on the name now. See? And it says, blow an alarm with the trumpets, and ye shall be remembered. Remember it said, and Noah was remembered?
Yep.
And ye shall be remembered before the Lord your God, your power, and ye shall be saved from your enemies. So we're ultimately waiting to be saved, because we're in a position where we literally need deliverance. Okay? So we're getting trained up through faith right now to where we're being put in positions where we're seeing that through the act of faith, we will be delivered out of the current situation that we're in, even though we're mindful that there's much evils that are going to be, we're facing now. Like it says in 2 Ezra 14, for much greater evils shall come upon. So whatever we're dealing with right now, there's going to be greater evils that you're going to have to go through, you know?
Back in Amos 8 and verse 11, and it says, verse 12, excuse me, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east.
A lot of t-shirt fringe Israelites.
They shall run to and fro.
Which, let me say this, the t-shirt fringe Israelites, the t-shirt is an undergarment. So you're actually presenting yourself naked at the altar.
Yep.
We're supposed to be a kingdom of priests, which every Israelite male is a priest, right? The priest wore a garment down to the foot. So when you're wearing an undergarment, you're showing yourself naked. That's why we wear pants at camp too. You know, boots or shoes. You know, we're not just out here lollygagging with slides on.
Right.
You know, chilling. We're behind enemy lines. It's like a Passover when we had to get ready, staff in hand, eating quick, and getting ready to move. It says we're going to be pilgrims on earth. If you've been pussified by Babylon and treating this truth like a fashion statement, your ass is going to get eaten up, okay, by the man machine when he enters in Jacob's trouble, man. Because Esau's not about to play. I just watched a video of these two Edomite cops bull rush a Jake woman, put her ass in a crippler crossface, about the mace her, and the Jake men couldn't do nothing about it. But that's judgment from the Lord, you know?
Yep.
So we're going to really see who's the Israel of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai in Jacob's trouble, and who's just here with the flesh on.
Yep.
You know?
And it says, Amos 8 and verse 12.
The water for the precepts.
Yep. They shall run to and fro
Yep.
to seek the word of the Lord.
In their affliction, they shall seek me early. All right? Jake gonna be out here like Usain Bolt and Shakiri Robinson. Isn't that her name?
Richardson is what
Yeah.
Robbie, yeah.
Running. But running like Childish Gambino for the word. Running from judgment. This is no laughing matter. We are about to enter the end of an age. Things happen. It's an end of an age. That means a new dollar, new currency, new government, new powers, new land, new providences, new boundaries. You know? It ain't just gonna be Esau, because right now Jake has the luxury of not being in a position of leadership when it comes to water source, food, shelter. Esau provides all that. He provides the internet for you. All you got to do is just give him money. He has all the services,
Yeah.
hand and foot for you. But when it really comes down to the get down, we were 40 years in the wilderness because Jake wanted to keep fucking circling and arguing, you know? Like now, this is why all that whole come together, unity, no, we're unified in the spirit. When Yahweh Shai had his Passover, he didn't have the Pharisees and Sadducees there. He had his men there, you know?
And it says, and shall not find it.
Yep. So they're not going to find the truth or edification of what they need or what's going on. Let the East Coast go without power for a week.
Oh man.
Shit, if you go with a week without power and the right situation happen in a couple days, you'll forget what day it is and what time it is.
Yep.
Then you're going to have to go back to the ancient way. Oh, sunset. Oh, new moon. Must be a new month. How you going to have the Sabbath that day? Because it's going back to the ancient way where the moon was a declaration of times. Where when the sun set, you knew what time it was. You know? And our time goes off. When the sun sets tonight, that's a new day. But Esau says, and I never got with it. When it's, it'd be like 12 a.m. and I say, what are you doing tomorrow? They'd be like, you mean today?
Right. It's sundown.
You know?
Right.
So the whole time zone's different. But anyways, wait till the power goes out. People ain't gonna know what to do. They say, I think within a week to 10 days, X amount of millions of Babylonians would die. Just without power alone. Like I was watching this standoff between Esau and some bugged out maniac Moabite, and the nigga was doing a standoff for over 14 hours. They said the standoff ended when they finally turned off the electricity. So what's that tell you? Once you strip these Babylonians of the teats, the luxury, the Wi-Fi, electricity, you're dealing with a whole different kind of people, you know?
Oh yeah. Quick one. This is the book of Ezekiel 21, and I still got 2 Peter's for you too.
Okay.
Ezekiel 21 and verse 8. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying,
Again. That's what he be saying.
again, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, thus said the Lord, say a sword is sharpened.
Right, because that would be blood on our hands. If we didn't warn you about Jacob's trouble, if we don't tell you that 2/3 are going to perish, and if you're not of the elect, you will die here in Babylon, that will be blood on our hands because we know it. So with us knowing it, we have to tell you it because it was told to us. Mm-hmm. But the train don't stop with us. But we ain't no door. You know what I mean? Like, right. Oh, now the door of truth is shut. Hell nah. We out here to tell you. It says freely give, freely receive.
That's right.
So we freely received it, so now we freely giving it. Hey, you know the world gonna end by nuclear fire, right?
Yep.
And you know before it do, they're gonna force a mandatory mark in your hand or your forehead that you can't buy or sell. which a lot of these other camps ain't telling you either, you know? And even if, and that's just my mind thinking, but even a law-abiding Israelite, don't you think it'd be wise to tell the people that according to the law, there's a technology that the world is slowly gravitating to and transitioning into, that they want to put something foreign in your body that's against our customs and laws?
Right. And it says,
let me say this, like police, they'll warn the community. They may not have in particular law on this new crime, but they're warning the community against this crime before they write that that's illegal into law.
Right.
You see? So they're warning you. So we're warning you. You know? Which Ezekiel 3:17 says, warn them. You know? So judgment's coming.
That's right.
They're going to call it martial law, war-like law, lockdowns. It's coming. They're going to control the power grid. They're going to take you off the power grid. And then instead of asking you for ID, they're going to say that you need this in particular identification to receive services, benefits, things of that nature. Look, when you go down to DSS, if you don't got an ID, you can't get free food, you can't get the water, you can't get shelter.
Right.
Next, they're going to introduce a mark of the beast and say you're going to have this if you want food, if you want shelter, if you want protection. If not, you got to get out of this city or we might jail you. Because now you could be a carrier, you could be a spreader. You could have something that could be detrimental to the rest of the society that's already been, see him.
Yep.
This is prophecy. And this is getting ready to enter the building of Babylon. You see that? You are not to take that. You are not to take this. You are not to take the Siyam. You are not to take the Karagma. Keep going.
And if you do, that's a nuclear demise.
That's your ass.
Yeah.
And what we look like, okay, as a hopeful elect telling you, well, if you get it, then you could pull it out.
Yep.
You know? No, the act is done. Even Yahweh Shai said, all right, even Yahweh Shai said the act of adultery is sin. You know?
Right, yeah.
Even the act of adultery. So even when the thought crosses your mind, you got to rebuke it because that's Satan.
That's right.
You better sharpen up on Matthew's the 4th chapter with Yahweh Shai's conversation with Shaitan.
That's right.
You know? Because we have we have thoughts that come in our mind through demons, but we don't conversate with them. We rebuke them.
Right.
You know?
Right. Back in Ezekiel 21, and in verse.
All
yeah.
All good.
Yeah.
All good.
Back in Ezekiel 21, and I thought you had questions. In verse 9, it says, "Son of man, prophesy and say, thus said the Lord, say a sword is sharpened."
Right. So a sword is being sharpened. So that means college don't matter. Your political views and power within the system don't matter. Your position with family and marriage and I'm looking for my anniversary don't matter. Okay? Now we do what we need to do. You know, we're not walking around bugged out, but our priorities are completely different than the average citizen in Babylon, which sets us apart, meaning being holy comes from the mind, not just action, because it starts with mind, then that leads to action. You see? This is what it's all about. We don't need to wear fringes daily not to commit adultery.
Right.
All right? You wearing fringes and calling on Christ. You wearing fringes and prophesizing falsely. So what's really good?
Right.
You know? What's really good, my nigga? Right, don't Jake say that? For real though, when you bring things in hindsight or retrospect, you like, you're like, damn, you right. Like, they're wearing fringes, but they're prophesizing falsely. You know, they're wearing fringes, but they're still being a demon. You know? Because at the end of the day, it's the law is not what justifies us. It's Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. That ultimately what justifies us.
That's right. And it says,
yeah, he's a politician.
Oh, okay. I seen his shirt. It said, God bless America and God we trust.
We just had a Jake who wanted to ask us questions, but the spirit didn't have it.
Yeah.
And then he gave us his card. He's trying to run for some political party.
Oh, wow. Oh,
but this place about to go.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, right here. It says, you matter to me. Vote November 5th. So look, everything that we're saying through the Holy Spirit, they're trying to do carnally. Lower crime. Oh, let's break this down. Go to Matthew. What you got, brother?
This is James 2:10.
Uh-oh.
For whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one point, he is guilty of all.
You know it says a foolish thought is sin?
Yeah.
So, and then another thing, just a real...
Like you said, if you think about it, don't... commit adultery, you didn't commit adultery.
Yeah.
So when you look at it, like let's say two out of the three of us were Levites. And what if we came from the lineage of Aaron? There's no temple. What do we do now as a Levite? See what I mean? So when you
Right,
look at
bro.
the law,
Yeah.
there's certain tribes that they can't even live by the law because there's certain requirements within the law that would have to be in place for them to act out their lawly duties.
Right.
So that alone, your mother, was she a virgin?
Right.
Mine wasn't.
Right.
I was born through adultery.
Right.
You looking at an adultery baby, which majority of us are.
Yep.
Okay? So miss me with all that, man. So anyways, let's break this down real quick. Jake was out here and he said he wanted to talk to us.
Yeah.
Which when we drove up, the spirit already told me and said he's waiting for y'all.
I was thinking that
See?
too. Yeah.
See?
Yep.
So we like, oh, whatever. This is the time we in. So anyways, he gives us a card, vote, Deuteronomy, I think 17 and 15 or 15 and 17. Let's see what 17 and 15 says. Let's break this down. We're going to use everything as edification. What did Elder Apostle Gabar say? I'm always looking for content. What does 17, 15 say, brother?
Yep. That's
Yep.
it. That's it. Yep.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 15. Thou shalt in any way wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy power shall choose. One from among thy brethren
Yep.
shall thou set king over thee.
Right there. So we have a law where we're only supposed to have a fellow Israelite to be king over us if we're to have a king. Now, what did Yahweh Shai say? Who is my mother? Who is my brother? Those that do the will. So just because that appeared to be an Israelite, right? Just because the brother appeared to be an Israelite, is he a brother? Is he a brother in Christ? No, no, you know how they say that. But is he a brother of Yahweh Shai?
Oh.
So we can't vote for him. So anyways, let's break this down. So it says, you matter to me, vote November 5th. First thing he says is lower crime, Matthew 24 and 8. Let's go according to the Bible. See, because people can talk a good one and it gets you shaking. Oh yeah, lower crime. Oh yeah, lower taxes. Oh yeah, better housing. But it's still keeping you right here. No, prophecy. We voting on prophecy. Let's look up the word vote means. You got that?
Yep. This is the book of Matthew 24 and verse 8. You want just that verse?
You could get that and the many love of many shall wax cold.
Okay. Matthew 24 and verse 8, it says, all these are the beginning of sorrow.
So the scriptures let us know when we get to the end of days of Esau's rulership, it's going to be the beginning of birth pains, meaning it's the beginning of something that's going to happen that's not going to be comfortable. Now get that. It's a couple verses down.
Got you.
The love of many. Matthew 24.
Got you, yep. Verse 12, and it says, and because iniquity shall abound,
Yep.
the love of many shall wax cold.
Boom. Now you had another precept you were going to grab?
No.
Your phone?
Yeah, no.
Okay. Read that again.
It says, and because iniquity shall abound,
Yep.
the love of many shall wax cold.
So we can't vote for Jake in the political aspect because what they're claiming to do can't be done because the will of the Lord is going to be done. The end was declared from the beginning. So just because you're getting an office of what? Of Esau's system, that's another thing. Jake talks about reparation. You're trying to get a leg up financially in a system that's designed against you from the beginning. The system is what needs to end. What that poet say? The system.
Yeah, the system. Yep.
It's the system. It's the matrix. It's the image. You're not talking about getting rid of the image. You're talking about trying to draw yourself in the image in a good position. No. You, according to the image, is shackles and chains and Denzel getting whipped.
Yes.
Remember Glory? You know? Come on, man. We gotta think bigger than this. You're in another man's state, another man's country, another man's land, another man's government, another man's money. Man, you're assed out here. You're at the ends of the earth, bro.
Yes. Truly.
You don't got nothing that's yours. It says, so lower crime, nope. That Bible says it's gonna increase. What else he got? It says provide job placements, Ecclesiastes 12.
Gotcha.
It says provide job placements before prison and jail release. Nope. It says this is a people robbed and spoiled. Even when they are released, they're still in the prison of the city or state or borough or hood that they're in. You know how many people are in lockdown on Kensington? You know how many Jakes are locked down in the hood? They can't leave. Then when they do, they're anxiety. They haven't been prepared for the big world. They don't know how to act. They're very simple. They're sottish. They only have a certain amount of vocabulary. They can't conduct themselves in the real world because they ain't been built up or prepared for the real world. Only the hopeful elect have. That's why it says, wisdom make the dumb to speak eloquent. You got that?
Yep. Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 4.
Talking about job placements. Yep.
And the doors shall be shut in the streets.
Yep.
When the sound of the grinding is low.
Boom, they're grinding. What is it, Neptune?
Oh, Salakia, my bad. Wrong verse.
3.
Ecclesiastes 12 and 3.
Yes.
Salakia. And the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble.
Now the keepers of the house are the what? The ones that the monetary system. You know, you see the situation going on with the stock market.
Yep.
Okay? The monetary and financial gain of Babylon is dwindling by something called debt or thick clay, which they created this debt to keep themselves in a position of power over you by printing money and making you need it. So they hold $1 over you, and what he say? You gotta be quicker than that,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
We're all chasing the same dollar, you know? We're all chasing the same dollar. When you go to a store and you buy something with that dollar, the cashier is going to put that dollar in the register, then that dollar is gonna go back out pertaining to the next person that pays with money again. So we're all just circulating the same money. The same money, it's a pool of money. That's why 1920 a burger made it cost 29 cents, because maybe they only had $10,000 in circulation.
Right.
But now when they got such and such trillions, that's why this burger's now $18. You see? So the price of product depends on the amount of money in the pool of population. That's all it is. That's how they stay. Like when you look at Monopoly, Monopoly only gives you a certain amount of money.
Yeah,
And if you play long enough, the bank could run out of money, and the bank has the power to take money back from you. Like here, we got a coin shortage. You know?
Yep.
This shit is a plan, man. So this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work, bro. Going through Babylon is not gonna deliver us. No man shall buy you.
And it says, in the day when the
Oh, I'm sorry. Then it says they should not regard kings or princes. You really
Oh,
want to
yeah.
put yourself in a political position of power right now when the people are demanding at an all-time high
Right.
that they need help from the government? Woo!
Jake the Fall guy.
You gonna know what fist and foot smells like, bro.
Yep.
They're gonna be on your ass gnashing with teeth. And you know what? It makes sense that Esau is putting Jacob in a position of political power so they can make him the fall guy. You seen the movie with Fun and Dick and Jane? When did Jim Carrey get the promotion? When the company was going out of business, so they promoted him to be the human relations public speaker, put his ass on CNN, and then they drilled him in the hot seat, wondering why the stock went down and people lost their money, and he had to be the one to answer for it, while the nigga flew off in a suit and tie on a helicopter. That's what Esau gonna do, man. He's gonna fly off into the sunset and leave a nigga here with a black fist pick in his hair, thinking, you know what I mean? Malik is gonna fix something. Malik ain't fixing shit, man.
And it says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble,
Yep,
and the strong men shall bow themselves,
yep.
and the grinders cease.
Right now, 33, 33 banks closed.
Yep.
Rite Aid's closed. Walgreens closed. Big Lots closed.
Yeah.
Sears
Shit,
closed.
yep.
Shit, when Sears was closed, I had a whole new wardrobe.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm wearing a pair of pants that I got from Sears 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So the economy of Babylon is following the same pattern that led to the Great Depression. It wasn't just the stock market crashing, okay? We're in like they say, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Babylon is in a recession right now. Y'all see the video of the weave store getting evicted, and the N-Dub was crying because she couldn't get weave for free?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the Lord taking off the Isaiah 3.
Yeah.
We don't got. I don't even want to go into them.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to go into them, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I read Isaiah 3. They're gonna get theirs. They're gonna get their judgment. But right now it says their vintage shall fail. So these Jake women in Atlanta are mad because they can't get more Elamite women hair offered to idols to put on their fucking head to walk around and be proud. You know? What you mean we can't get it? See? Because Jake's always looking for a handout.
And it says,
My man, what's my man name? Run the Jewels. What's the rapper?
Killer Mike.
Killer Mike got on Jake's ass. I like how he speaks.
Yep.
So shout out to Killer Mike. All right. So Killer Mike was at some kind of black seminar, and he said, "How many of y'all know how to farm? How many of y'all farm and have agriculture? Raise your hand." It's a group of thousands of Jakes in there. How many of y'all? And look, boy, right? How many of y'all have guns and train weekly? 1 or 2 hands out of thousands. Remember Solomon said, out of such and such, I found one. Then he said, what else he said? So he named a couple things that are like basic necessities, be self-efficient. And he said, y'all ain't ready to be on nothing. Y'all ain't ready for shit, man. So you got all this hype. You got all this talk. You talk a good one. Jake is not ready. Going back to the Maple Wood shooting.
Yeah.
He did a show. It was on YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it, but he did a trip around the country. And he was only going to do only black businesses.
Yeah.
When he ended the show,
Yep.
he came to the conclusion. He said he couldn't finish it.
See?
Because Jake don't produce nothing.
See?
Oh wow.
Jake don't. They're not a nation.
There used to be an all-black bus company.
Yep.
That's gone.
Yep. And you know, a part of it is Esau too, because you have portions of our people that got a spirit on them to do something, but the system is so crushing that it just gets swept under the rug.
Corporate.
Integration.
Yep. Integration and corporate.
Consumes them.
Yep. Because of the 2020 took out middle class, and Jake has been just entering middle class. That's how far behind in the race we are. Jake was just entering middle class in the 2020, and now he's back to lower again. So anytime they just bop, and that's going into keeping the people financially dependent to lead to the road of the mark of the beast. So, did we get the grinding shall cease?
I gotta finish that.
Okay.
Back in Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 3, it says, "And the grinders cease."
Yep. No jobs.
Because there are few.
Oh, 4-something thousand people lost their jobs to Allen Iverson.
Damn.
You know? So you see out here, it's hard to get a job or it's hard to keep a job because the job that you got ain't even keeping you really above water with the bills that you got to pay.
Yeah.
Everybody's behind in bills, man. You know? That's why when this deal goes, that's why I believe, I speak as a man, but I believe Esau is going to wipe away debt as leverage to people so they could take the mark. You got school debt, medical, that debt, any kind of debt you owe the system to get your credit score up, social credit system, Moab, Klaus Schwab, put it together, okay? When you look into it and think, he uses debt. I never gave a shit about debt. That's just me personally. I'm not saying you shouldn't if you're trying to get your credit, but hey, some Jakes are so far gone, it's pointless paying this 20,000 something. Like, if I'm barely making rent monthly, how the fuck am I gonna make this shit annually? You know?
Places you can't even get a place.
Without credit. Exactly. Or an ID. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's why it's gonna be a great reset, like you were saying earlier.
Exactly. So he's gonna wipe away all debt.
Yep.
But to wipe away your debt and to give you a new form of status financially in society, it's gonna be numbers digitally. And it could be found, placed in your hand, more than likely through an app on your phone.
Yep.
Because people are gonna wanna be able to interact with this device within them, you know?
Yeah. Because if they have passports, digital passports for, that juicy juice, how much more, the C-hip,
Yep. Yep.
And that was, just
Trial
a trial run, for the C-hip.
Yep. So he said, if you vote for him, he's gonna lower crime. That's a lie. No, not getting on him. We have to, as so-called black and brown people, these are conversations that we need to have with one another pertaining to our current situation that we're in and what can either get us out of it or what's gonna keep us in it. So being in this mindset is gonna keep you here, which is even funny though, at the end of the day, it'll only keep you here until the city's destroyed. Isaiah 6th chapter. Mm-hmm. So we've now been opened up to what ultimately is gonna get us out of here, and that's prophecy, okay? It's not you coming back to the laws. It's not us having a unification camp in Ghana, okay? It's prophecy, all right? So miss me with all that bullshit with these schools opening up. and these camps going with this camp. That ain't bringing prophecy quicker to pass. Not even the angels know, you know?
Back in Ecclesiastes 12:3, and it says, because there are few,
Yep.
and those that look out of the windows be darkened.
Meaning they're not going to know what's going on, what's going to happen. What did that movie Lead the World Behind? The 3 steps, and one of them was blackout,
Yeah, blackout.
lack of communication.
Yep.
Then look, it says amend bill reform, job placement before prison and jail, Revelations 2 and 10. We're going to go to jail, and we ain't going to break the law, but he's going to enact new laws that we're going to be found guilty for because we were told we can't live by that law, and that's him forcing the MOTB on us. So you could have been a law-abiding Babylonian citizen, your whole walk in this truth, watch out, excuse me, wisdom, you still going to get locked up. You got it?
Yep. Revelation 2 and 10, it says, fear none of those things.
Fear not. 2 Timothy 1 and 7, the Most High didn't give us a spirit of fear, man. You know? You got to look fear in the eye. I'm good, bro. I fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. What Jake say? One of Jake's in the NFL, he said, I only fear God, homie. But Jake say that. I only fear God. You know? Keep going.
And it says, which thou shalt suffer.
Yep, suffer. You're going to lock you up. You know? Oh, and then it said, raise the age, provide job placements before prison. It says many of you should be taken in a great number.
Yeah.
You know, a token.
Yep.
You know? Oh, then it says in 2 Ezra 16, he shall come down upon you, those that fear the Lord. So voting for you ain't gonna stop prophecy. You know, and let me get the etymology for the word vote, because we're in the election year. Go watch Purge the election year. This is the word vote in the noun online etymology, formal oh, and then he gave me a call. He said, just call me later. What are we gonna talk about? No, it ain't personal. But what are we gonna talk about?
It wouldn't know me.
You know, but even just
later.
but what are we gonna what is that conversation going to entail for getting us out of this drastic situation? I gotta wait till November 5th to get out of the situation I'm in now, right? It says formal expression of one's wish. You know, so that's leaning on your own understanding. You're wishing for something that's not pertaining to the Lord's will. It also goes, it goes into a vow. Oh, voting goes to a promise to God. See that? So we can't vote for you when we should be voting for the Lord.
Right.
We want our king to be King David under Yahushai. You know? What you got, bro?
This is Isaiah 31 and 1.
Uh-oh.
Woe to them that go down to Egypt
Yeah,
for help.
you remember the one comedian, Red?
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about? Not him.
The Red, the one that played in Fox.
He looked like an Arctic Chucky.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
One of the big ass guys.
With the teeth.
Yeah.
He was in D.C. Trying to run for mayor or something. And he came by the brothers of D.C. and they had to tell him, bro, you're not going to win. This place going to be destroyed. But see, Jake, that's the wine of Babylon. You know? Vote for me.
Yep.
I can fix this. Dr. Neville ain't fixing shit. All right? But Jake will have that spirit on him. So you can identify when Jake is drunk off the wine. You can see it. Like, you drunk, bro.
Yeah.
I don't even drink. You don't even know what I'm talking about.
And it says,
Oh, what did you read?
oh yeah, Isaiah 31.
Yeah. Read that again.
Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong.
But what?
But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord.
Boom. So that's anti-Yahushai. We can't go through you. Deuteronomy 28:68 says, no man shall buy you. Isaiah 63 says, he shall meet us not as a man. See that?
Isaiah 47.
Oh, thank you, brother. Isaiah 47, the water. You know? Is it? No, it is Isaiah 63. Isaiah 47 is sit in the dust. Am I tripping?
I know.
Read it. Matter of fact, let's get it. I could be mistaken.
The one Isaiah 63, who come from Basra.
Basra, thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, I'm thinking of, let's read that though, because you're right. That's a good one, because that's a great one. You're right, the water.
But it's both still the same topic,
Right.
how it's returning.
That's why it says two's better than one. You know, the water.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 63.
You want to start at one real quick?
Yeah.
Because we're speaking about Babylon. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
So it all goes hand in hand. Let's actually read that because he just read about Egypt, which Egypt is also Babylon. All right?
Isaiah chapter 63 and
Yes.
verse 1.
Yes.
Says,
No, yours in Isaiah 47.
Oh, Isaiah 47?
Yeah, sit down in the dust.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, no, that initial precept, that's one. That's a goodie.
Isaiah 47 and verse 1, it says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
Yeah, the dust of confusion, you know, not knowing what's going on. And this political, this whole political election year is hilarious, man.
Yeah.
You know, everything's like a skit now.
Yeah.
Everything's a skit now. It's like they're running out of, the bar is getting empty.
Yeah.
You know, the bar is getting empty of the wine, man.
The mirth is gone.
Yeah, the mirth is gone. So they can't rely on the Jets no more, you know, or Kobe.
The Yankees.
Right. You can't rely on sports no more to trick people. What's next?
Yeah.
Man fighting machine? You know, man fighting animal?
And it says, sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Yeah, these nations aren't feeling comfortable sending their offspring to live abroad in Babylon anymore. That was a thing before, you know, where Moab would allow their, like when I was growing up, they called it, what the hell was that term? Foreign exchange.
Yeah, foreign exchange
I remember
student.
being in high school, or middle school, there'd be a foreign exchange student, Trang. You know what I mean? And then they were over here for a little while.
Yep.
Then they moved back. They're not doing that no more.
Yeah.
This place is dangerous.
Yeah.
Beanie Siegel had to tell Charlemagne that.
Yep.
This place is dangerous, bro. You know? Keep going.
And it says, verse 2.
Shooting every other day. Hit and runs is an all new high.
Yeah.
Okay?
Death is in the air.
Death is truly in the air.
It says, verse 2, take the millstones and grind mill, uncover thy locks, make bare the lay.
Yeah, this is why Amalek is now being protested against. People wouldn't dare in the day come against Amalek. Now they're blatantly doing it. Keep going.
It says, uncover the thighs,
Yep.
pass over the rivers.
Oh, it is you. You know, your money is being audited. Your secret agendas, your crafty counsels, you know, all that's being brought forth now, and people are questioning even the norm of Babylon, such as now people know there's a puppet leaders. People ain't even believing in Trump no more. You know, they're like, we're done any way you look at it.
Yeah, he lost his spark.
Yep.
Verse 3 says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen.
Shameful spewing upon for their glory.
That's right.
You know.
I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
Thank you. There's that precept. Meaning what? Yahweh Shai is going to return in a angelic. Because you have celestial and what is it? Terrestrial.
Yep.
So he's going to meet you in a celestial form. New body. Okay? New bodies are coming. All right? So we're hastening the day when the reality of Babylon is changed into the spiritual truth that we know. Because right now, Babylon promotes a carnal reality to you, but there is a spiritual underlining reality that is ignored right now, but soon it won't be ignored. Okay?
You said new bodies?
Yeah.
Let me get that 2 Corinthians.
Yeah.
This is 2 Corinthians 5 and verse 1.
Yeah, that's another thing. Voting ain't going to give us new bodies.
Right, hell no.
You know what I mean? Like when you really sit back, okay? What is voting going to, what is that wish going to do for you right now?
Nothing.
It's not going to fix it. It's too late. And it was always too late. Voting never was set up to fix us, okay?
This is the book of 2 Corinthians 5 and verse 1. For we know that if our earthly house of the tabernacle were dissolved, we have a building of the Most High. And that's talking about the earthly house, talking about this body that we're living in right now, this weak-ass flesh, right?
This flesh is weak.
It says,
Call this flesh 7 days. It's weak.
it says, we have a building of the Most High.
Yep.
And the tabernacle was talking about, you know, our body, right? But right, it says, and house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. And that house talking about our new bodies that we're gonna receive. You see, because you know this flesh, this spirit that we're in, the flesh that we are in right now is weak. It's corruptible. You know what I'm saying? It's very vile.
Chains of
Chains
darkness.
of darkness ultimately, the water.
Sinful flesh,
So soon,
filthy rags.
yeah,
This body will stink when you clean it.
yeah,
It'll hurt when you work it out.
yeah.
It'll be hungry when you feed it. It'll be sick when you heal it. It's contrary, you know?
Yeah.
I went to the gym, had a great ass pump, feeling good, and went to the store to get water and took a step and fucking started limping.
Yeah.
Something in my knee. I'm like, what the like, I'm like, because it's like the Lord give us limits right now. You know, so right now we're limited. We're in these chains right now. So we understand that, so we just maintain this 96 Honda. It's loyal, you know what I mean? But there's some rust spots. We done got the oil changed. You know, we'll tune it up, but it's still a 96 Honda right now, you know? And you gotta accept it, it's fine, you know?
And it says, and house not made with the hands.
Wheel bearing keep going out.
Yeah.
You gotta keep stretching the shoulder, you know what I mean? It's literally like a vehicle, you know?
It says eternal in the heavens.
Yep.
For in this we groan.
Eternal, okay? You gotta sit back for a second and allow eternity to resonate with this temporal mind, because we're a spirit before the flesh. So we're gonna be reunited with the spiritual body we had from the beginning. That's why we're gonna be in our prime in the kingdom. The word prime goes back to first estate,
Yep.
all right, or beginning. Let me look it up.
Yeah.
You know, I don't wanna just say it.
Now you're right. Primary.
Right,
You know, because prime is the root word of primary.
right,
Yeah.
right.
And it says, while you get that, I keep going. It says, verse 2.
Woo, I got it.
Yep.
Prime means first.
Yep.
Original man, yeah? We original. So we're gonna go back to our original bodies, you know? First in order of time.
Yep.
Almost threw
Oh,
this
what
down.
does it say? The dew
First-
of thy youth.
Yep.
You know?
We got the dew of our youth. So you're gonna grow in the kingdom. You know, our children are gonna grow to a certain age of their youth, and they'll continue to grow, but the body won't,
Right.
you know?
That's amazing, man.
Yeah. Like you'll see certain
That's
Jakes
amazing.
that are like in their 40s, but they still look like they're 20.
Yeah. Yep. And it says,
And it's always Jake. I ain't never seen someone past 60 that don't look 60 unless it's an Israelite.
right, yeah.
You know, I've seen Edomites that are 22 that look like 39.
Oh,
How are you
Yeah.
balding and you only been here 22 years?
Yeah.
You only been here 22 seasons of the NFL.
yeah.
And you balding, bro.
Been here 22 summers.
You know what I'm saying? That shit's crazy.
And it says, for in this we groan.
That's where we're groaning. You know, our spirit groans. Ah! Wait in patiently though. Keep going.
It says,
That's why with us talking about the MOTB, as close as the MOTBs come as close as us flying, as close as us in the kingdom, as close as us having new bodies, as close as Yahweh Shai's returning. That's how close it is. You know? The World War III, the MOTB, the dollar collapse, and Jacob's trouble, that's all in the same room that Yahweh Shai's in. So look how close it is. You know?
and it says, verse 2, for in this we groan,
Yep.
earnestly desiring to be clothed upon with our house which is from heaven.
And the Lord will keep us in a position to keep groaning. Okay? Meaning the perfection that we ultimately are striving for is going to be in the spirit, not the flesh. Okay?
That's right. It says, if so, be that being clothed, we shall not be found naked. For we that are in the tabernacle do groan, like how it says in Romans 8, the creature groaneth,
Yep.
right? Because we're creatures too.
Animals too.
We have the animals.
In Jacob's trouble, Job the 5th chapter says how the beasts of the
field.
Thank you.
Shall be at peace with
Thank you. The beasts of the field will be at peace with you. In the show Walking Dead, there was a Jake named Ezekiel, and he had a pet lion.
you. Ooh, that's fire.
You know? Now, since I said that, I gotta say this. I'm not a man of much dreams, but I had a dream last night. I had a dream. But I had a dream last night that we were preaching, and brothers went on a comment, but now we weren't here though. We were like in an open field, and it was like grass, greenery everywhere, and behind us was like a wall, like how you see out in the wilderness. But the wall was a wall, but it was like still grass and
Like
vines,
vines and stuff.
like foliage. And the brothers on the comment board, they kept saying, do you notice that? Do you see that? And I finally said, do we see what? And then we looked over, and there was a pack of lions in the thicket, but they were at peace with us. So like the scriptures say, as a lion,
I get it, right?
waiting for the prey.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, that's super spiritual. We're preaching, but there's lions waiting to jump out and attack these people. That's prophecy.
Yes, I got you right here. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4 and verse 7.
Now, in context, this is talking about Nebuchadnezzar storming Jerusalem. But in a spiritual sense, as a two-edged sword, we use this to say how Yahweh Shai is going to return.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right. This is Jeremiah chapter 4 and verse 7. It says, the lion has come up from his thicket.
Yeah, the lion of the tribe of Judah. But the Lord uses other nations as lions or as instruments too.
Yes.
Because the Greeks were known as the rough goat.
Yep.
You know, the Elam is referred to as the ram in Daniel 8. The Babylonian Empire is known as the Griffith.
Yeah.
The lion with wings.
Yeah. Yep.
See? So Babylon is used as a lion, but we're also using this as referring to Yahweh Shai in this time now. You know?
That's right. And it says, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way.
Right. So in the dream, we saw lions over here. But they were cool with us. You know what I'm saying? They were cool. It wasn't like, oh shit. They were like peeking and watching us.
Right.
And then once we saw them, then they came out like looking for prey.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then I woke right up. I was like, oh man, that's heavy.
Right.
You know, and then it says, I gotta get it. It says as a lion in the Apocrypha.
Oh, Wisdom of Solomon?
I thought it was in Sirach. Remember it says, it's a lion waited for the sinner.
No,
I'm gonna get it, but you keep going.
Okay. And it says,
was that it on that?
there's more. It says,
right.
Jeremiah 4 and 7, he is gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate,
Yep.
and thy city shall be laid waste without inhabitant. That's what Yahweh Shai is coming back to do, to destroy these nations. And just like how it says in Revelation 19, he's gonna he had many crowns on his head, and not meaning literal, but meaning that he took down all these nations by himself, right?
Yep.
And that was that right there.
All right, now where are we back at?
Back in 2 Corinthians 5, just to finish it off.
Okay.
2 Corinthians 5 and verse 4. It says, for we that are in this tabernacle do groan, being burdened, right? Because this weak flesh being the tabernacle right now that our spirit is in right now. All right, brothers get ailments, brothers get injuries, sickness, you sweat, right, and you are groaning, because you know that you are in a change of darkness right now, right? And it says, not for that we will be unclothed, but clothed upon that mortality might be swallowed up of life. You see, so we are soon going to enter immortality, getting new bodies. And having the new covenant in our inward part, not sinning anymore. So we are literally going to be immortal, never going to die ever again.
Because sin is how we die. Sin is our kryptonite.
That's right.
So if there isn't sin, if there isn't kryptonite, then Superman never dies. Call all L power, all power. Real quick, this is Sirach 27 and 28. It says, mockery and reproach are from the proud, but vengeance as a lion shall lie in wait for them. So that's what it was like. They were lying in wait, So that's all this whole thing is about, is that right time.
Yep.
All right, so we finished Ezekiel 37. We were in Isaiah 47 and then 2 Peter 3.
2 Peter 3, yeah.
Let's go back to 2 Peter 3 now.
Yep. Back in 2 Peter 3.
So don't come up to us talking about vote for me, okay? We voting on the Lord.
Call me later.
Yeah. My minutes ain't free till 9, homeboy.
Back in 2 Peter 3.
Not just Jake. He sincerely lost.
Yeah.
And like I said, ain't no diss or you this. Nah, it ain't none of that.
Yeah.
He got a ruling class mindset, but according to the ways of Babylon.
Yeah.
We get it,
Back in 2 Peter 3 and verse 2, it says, that ye may be mindful of the words which were spoken before by the holy prophets, and of the commandments.
See? So as Israelites, our main focus when we learn should be learning from the prophets.
Right.
Teachers, what is that, Ephesians 4 and 4?
Yes.
You want to get Ephesians, no, is it 4 and 4?
Talk about,
some teachers, some evangelists.
Ephesians 4. It might not be verse 4 actually, but it's Ephesians 4.
Yeah. Let's snag that real quick too. Because we got to make some points here of where we should be listening and learning from.
Yep.
If you can't just learn.
I got it.
Yep.
This is Ephesians 4 and verse 11.
There you go.
And he gave some apostles.
He gave.
So like, I'll wait to get there, bro.
He gave it. That's why we don't get heady or high-minded, you know? Keep going.
Ephesians 4 verse 11. And he gave some apostles.
Sent out.
And some prophets.
Prophesizing.
And some evangelists.
Preaching the gospel.
And some pastors.
Leading the sheep.
And teachers.
Breaking down scriptures. See? That's the priesthood.
Yes.
When you go into the sons of the Levites, each classification of those sons had a duty in the temple.
That's right.
So now we all got a duty of this third temple, baby.
That's right.
You know, prophesizing, teaching,
Yeah.
reading, break it down,
Yeah.
build up. That's the whole thing. That's the temple coming. Fighting the spiritually. Get back, vocab.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta kick niggas away. No, Hassad. That's not how that brick goes. You gotta spiritually mush niggas. You ever see when Jay-Z mushed that little Jake woman? Get the fuck out the way.
Yeah.
You gotta mush niggas away, man. The fuck away from us, bro. You know, we got tunnel vision. You know, we got tunnel vision. We going this way.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So you gotta give a nigga a spiritual stiff arm, because it says there's some that pervert the gospel. We blatantly seeing guys play out their position.
Yeah.
It's quite, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta, here it is, it's up in the air who the elect is, but it shouldn't be up in the air who the wicked is.
Right.
You can see them, man. Don't you know we can see you?
And it says, verse 12, for the perfecting of the saints.
See that? So this is all for the perfecting of the saints of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, which in Colossians it says the Israel of Yahweh. All right? What is preferred to him? Remember, in the temple, he had a certain preference of incense, certain preference of sacrifice. So he has a certain preference of an Israelite servant.
That's right.
He prefers this Israelite man this way, this Israelite woman that way.
Right.
And if it's coming up in a different way, the penalty of that is death. Didn't Aaron's sons get put to death for lighting the wrong incense?
Yep.
You could get put to death for being at the altar in the wrong presentation. You wearing an undergarment before the Lord. Are you kidding me? It says, let him not walk naked and having no garment.
Yeah, well, it says that, right? 15
and 16.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
You got to make sure you have on the spiritual garment first and foremost.
That's right.
What, we going to be in Jacob's trouble with our Passover garments on? No.
All right.
This garment is a spiritual representation of what we are in the spirit.
Right.
Like an athlete, someone who works out. I watched this Jake where he said, my body is a physical representation of my mindset. See that?
Yeah.
So that's how we are. Our teaching, the edit, this is all a representation of what our spirit is.
That's right.
You know?
Well, it makes sense because it says that wisdom make a man's face to shine. So wisdom can make a man's face to shine because ultimately it's the Holy Spirit, right? So how much more, us, in this truth, with this mindset.
Oh, it says dross.
Right.
So foolishness makes a man face dross.
Yeah.
You know, spiritually ashy.
Yeah, very dim, gray.
Yeah.
You know?
Like the Jake in Mortal Kombat. When
Oh,
Shang Tsung took his soul.
Yep.
You know?
Back in Ephesians 4 and 12, it says, for the perfecting of the saints,
Yep.
who are Israelites,
Yep.
for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Yahweh Shai.
There you go.
Because we're a church ultimately. You got churches across the globe, Great Millstone. You got brothers and sisters everywhere in the comment board, watching, teaching. You see? So this is all part of the perfecting of the ministry of Yahweh Shema Shai.
Oh, when you go into that word perfecting in Ephesians, it goes into complete furnishing, equipping. See that? So you're being equipped right now. Oh, look, it goes into fit. So you're being spiritually fit.
Right.
You see? Sound. To mend. Oh, that's Isaiah 61, heal the
Yeah.
brokenhearted.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
was quoting that earlier.
It says to fit, to frame, prepare, to strengthen, complete, make one what he ought to be.
Oh, wow.
Man, so we are becoming what we ought to be. Don't rob yourself of the potential that you are to have by the the lack thereof of that discipline.
Right.
Now, back in 2 Peter's.
Yep.
Okay.
Back in 2 Peter 3 and verse 2, and it says,
Oh, it's Shalom, Yahweh Shemel Shai, Hashem Rakakwadash Brakatham.
Shalom.
To you brothers and you few sincere sisters, keep fighting.
That's right.
Keep fighting while you sigh and cry by the rivers of Babylon.
That's right.
We are too. Always remember, what you go through, we go through. We're all going through it together. I was watching this one fitness trainer. It's kind of cool. What they do is when they have a client that's out of shape, they'll be all shredded, pecs, abs, looking like the typical fitness trainer, and say their client is 300 pounds, they'll go to that length to help their client lose the weight because they lose it with them. See?
Yeah. They gained the weight.
Yeah.
They lose. Yeah.
So my
I see
point
that.
is,
Yep.
the same thing that the believers and listeners are going through, the ones teaching you and prophesizing have or will go through too, while continuing to be doing this. So don't allow what you're going through to stop you from what you're doing now.
That's right.
This is what you're born to do,
That's right.
You were born to serve Yahweh Shemel Shai,
That's right. And it says,
We exist now. We're actually in existence, So don't let Babylon's carnal rat race pull your spirit down to this low, dismal, hellish, Hellenistic mindset and let that outweigh the foreverness of your existence as a creature being chosen by your creator. Come on now. Keep going.
and of the commandments of us, the apostles of the Lord and Savior, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts.
What you talking about, man? What you talking about, man? Look at the address, man. You better go read that law, man. What he say? That's his own lust.
Yep.
That's his lust. Getting lined up is a fucking carnal ass want to be seen of the girlies lust. All these Israelites lined the shit up, man.
Hell yeah.
I ain't use a razor.
That shit too crispy.
When you just look at Jake, they're in their own lust. They're in their own endeavors. They're really serving two masters. And then soon they're gonna hate the one.
Exactly, because ultimately, they're in the world still.
Jacob's trouble's gonna make a lot of Jakes hate being an Israelite. And then you're gonna hate being black too, so you ain't gonna be able to escape. Don't the scriptures say that these curses shall pursue you and overtake you? So you're gonna be overtooken,
And it says, verse 4, and saying, where is the promise of his coming?
See, where at? Because Jake is losing patience. Because they ain't been rooted. Remember the year 2000, that whole falling away, where they was taught that the Lord would come back. But that was just prophecy when Yahweh Shai said, you'll seek me and not find me. So that was our Israelite elders seeking Yahweh Shai, but it wasn't set up for him to return then. But now that's being used. And if Jake's caught up on that, that's just being used to keep you out here looped out of your mind until you get destroyed. This thing at the end of the day is all faith. If you getting caught up straining at gnats, nigga, that's on you. If you straining on gnats and that's bugging you, that's on you. You know what I mean? Keep going.
And it says, for since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation.
Yep.
For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High, the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water.
Yep.
Whereby the world.
Creation.
Right. Yep.
You have the creation. You got the firmament. Oh, you got Jake stuck up on what shape the earth is. My nigga,
Break to this day.
Right, like, bro, break down your tribe that you're from. It says don't meddle in matters that are above thee, because more has been revealed unto you. The mere fact that you're an Israelite and the prophecies of that, you should be content in that understanding.
And it says, verse 6.
Because what's gonna do? What kind of, when it says wisdom and knowledge will be your stability? So you You trained your whole mind in your studies to prove that the earth is this or Gad is that. But what's that going to do for you in Jacob's trouble?
Right.
Because I ran across Jake trying to tell me Gad is that. Go, nigga, go to Africa then. Go to Africa with a couple plates in your lip and teach them. What the fuck you talking to me for?
Right.
You know, that's where we're at in this point. But with the scoffers, they're really coming up with a getting nowhere argument. So at the end of the day, stop wasting your time with this debating, questioning. It's called faith for a reason. So if you don't believe what we believe, that's not our problem. We're just thankful we believe it. What if some men didn't believe? Big deal, you know?
And it says, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished.
Yup, first death. We're talking about the first death here, you know? And you look at creation, they don't walk around in a mindset that, hey, sometime in our existence as quote unquote humans, we all got washed away, okay? Everything got washed away. The Grammys, all right, the thickness, Hooters, you know what I mean? Everything that people are caught up in today was washed away at one point in time before,
Yep.
all right? But the creature has a short-term memory. Not too long ago, day turned to night, okay? I watched the daytime turn into nighttime. That's heavy to me.
That's high level, bro.
Even though we knew and we know, it showed me that how Babylon got to sit back when the Lord is talking. Sit your ass down when I'm speaking. And the Lord was speaking. I was looking, I'm like, yo, it's nighttime at 4 o'clock. That's how when the missiles are going to come.
Right.
It's going to turn nighttime out here. You know, you're going to see them. You're going to see all these in the air flying. You're going to see the fire from behind the BM pushing it.
Yep.
You know? Mm-hmm. People are going to see it. They're going to be in shock and awe and fright and fear. And then you're going to have to deal with it. Just like how we had to deal with this. You're going to have to deal with your overthrowing. You're going to have to deal with your kingdom going down now. You've been winning. You've been on the game winning whole life. Mm-hmm. Now your ass losing. You don't know how to accept it. It shows the kind of character you are, you know?
And it says, verse 7, but the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire.
This place is reserved. Ooh. It's reserved under fire. Okay? We got a reservation for a fire party of many. Let's say the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Yeah.
All y'all invited. All y'all collectively invited to this overthrow, just like in the days of Noah. And since we said that, can you get Matthew's, please, brother, Matthew's 24, and is it 31 or 30? 36.
Yeah.
I believe it's 36.
Yeah.
You know, 36. I believe it's 36. GMS red letter. Days of Noah. What you just had that Moabite, emphasize Mo, that Mo-looking nigga Noah. He got wheeled off the Olympics because he watched the vid. Get what I'm saying? Because they watching us. I got to be careful in my freedom of speech. Did you find that, brother? Okay, read that. Nigga's nails was painted. Drake, nails painted, cheering him on in the crowd. Too many drinks was given to him. A lot of niggas is soft, man. Bunch of soft-ass niggas. There ain't no, the masculinity is being attacked, you know? Don't you brothers simp out, man. Don't you simp out for no fucking woman and no emotions or these people. These people ain't nothing to us. We're respectable men. We loving men. We're good men. You know, we carry ourselves in a very humane mindset. But don't try to convert our masculinity to some soy boy shit.
Right.
Because you're going to need to be a masculine male when that judgment comes cracking down on this place, man. You're going to have some up here in the spirit that's going to be different. You got to be able to take it there, which these people ain't going to be able to. They're going to crack. Remember the movie Saving Private Ryan? Niggas started shooting off Ryan. He's screaming. Him. Let his man die. Because they ain't men. All right? Babylon doesn't train you up to be a man. Babylon, the closest thing it does is train you up to be masculine enough to die for this country that keeps eating these people alive. You got it?
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 36.
Everyone's after your manhood, man. That's why Esau has those satanic rituals and Jake tats himself up. Oh, the nigga who claims he's dangerous, he's got fingernail paintings.
Yeah,
Tank Davis, man. Now I'm mad as fuck. I gotta watch him rooting for a half a fag, knocking niggas out, man. You know, he's a straight up warrior
mad
too.
Power, gay as hell.
You know, that's just crazy to me. We as Israelite men are under extreme oppression more than just the N-word. Like,
Yeah.
Jake doesn't talk about their oppression as men. Okay, they'll argue about their nation, but even when you go past just nation, because Esau do things for our nation that don't benefit the men in the nation. But let's just talk about us as men of this nation and how we're oppressed in that. You know.
But of that day and hour knows no man.
Nope. So don't come up asking us what day it is. You know? Look at the signs. Follow the signs. Read Matthew 16. You can tell if it's going to rain or not. You can't tell it's the end of the world. What's that song that I'll be listening to? He said we're on the eve of destruction.
Yeah. The eve of destruction.
Yeah, he said bodies floating in the river of Jordan, but you can't tell me we're not on the eve of destruction? The fuck I'm telling you, you got a spiritual mush these niggas. Get away, bro. I'm not with it. You gotta be steadfast now. Now you have to put your foot down. And you putting your foot down, look, this is where I stand, that's where you stand. We ain't here to get no common ground. Keep going.
No, not the angels of heaven, but my Father
Only. Keep going.
But as the days of Noah.
Boom. So Yahweh Shai is saying we don't know when it's gonna happen, but I can give you signs leading up to when it does happen. So now, are we not in the signs, Mel Gibson? We're in the signs, you know? Looking up in the sky, looking for chariots to appear or show themselves, waiting for certain key players in this movie to enact their role in the scene.
Right.
Okay? Ain't nobody worried about Sudan. We looking for Libya, Ethiopia, who's found in Ezekiel 38. We're looking at Persia, Magog, Gomer, NATO, the beast, Babylon. That's what we're looking at. Now, the rest of these nations are just NPCs. You got to know the ingredients to the meal of prophecy. All right?
But as the days of Noah, so shall also come the coming of the Son of Man be.
Yep.
For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking,
Yep.
marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark. And he knew not until the flood came and took them all away.
Boom. So what is the mindset of people going to be right now? Own self-indulged gain. Vacation, eating, drinking, anniversary, push, kiss. You know? Meaning their mind is going to be geared towards everyday living, and not that soon normalized living is going to stop. So they're not ready for the abrupt stop of the ride. Okay? They're on the roller coaster. It's fun. It's scary. I'm on. Okay, I like it. And then what happens when your ass stops upside down?
Yeah. You
know?
It's not fun no more.
It ain't fun no more. People throwing up.
Crying.
Someone got lost, threw out.
They fainted.
Right.
Yeah.
Fell out of the ride. Remember Final Destination?
Yeah.
You know? So don't get trapped up right now in blonde hair, ass, and tits, twerk videos, you know? Bullshit. We're surviving. We're doing what needs to be done, but we're not being distracted. Were you listening to me, or were you watching the lady in the red dress? You know? Look again. And there you go.
I got a quick one.
Yep, and then back to, was that it on it, bro? There's a little more, but that was the point, right? Okay.
This is Zephaniah 2 and verse 15. You said distracted, right?
We're here to stay sober.
That's right.
That's what this is all about. We're here to stay soberly minded. You know? Keep going.
This is Zephaniah 2 and 15. It says, "This is the rejoicing city that dwelt carelessly, that said in her heart, I am." Right, you know, people are dwelling carelessly here in Babylon because they're being, like the brother just said, distracted by the festivities, by the great amount of vanity here that doesn't mean shit. Because, you know, Esau, he got to where people, you know, they're so caught up in bread and circles that they can't see the real reality going on, which is prophecy, you know.
Now it said carelessly, right?
Yeah.
When you look that word carelessly up, it goes into safety, securely, or security.
Oh, wow.
So they have this secured mindset
Yep.
that everything's okay.
Yep.
I'm going to get my money by Friday through this direct deposit. So
Yep.
you know?
But guess what? The direct deposit, that should not guarantee because the system can just turn off like that.
It will.
You know?
Gmail was down. Instagrams was down.
T-Mobile,
Facebook was down.
all that.
Google was down.
Mm-hmm.
All these things just keep shutting down. And you got to wait till they say it's coming back, like a power outage. You got to wait till they ass you don't even know how they do it. You don't even know how they do it, but all of a sudden now the power's back on. You thank you. Thank you, hard working white men with hats on. He's got everything locked and key.
Yeah.
This whole shit. That's why when you go into the term off the grid, that means you are not on a form of payment for water, gas, or electric. So when this infrastructure, the MOTB comes as a super saver, right? What it's gonna do is gonna knock us off the grid because there's certain requirements we're gonna need to stay on it, hence the MOTB. Just like the vid. If you subscribe to the vid, you could still go in to the parties, to the concerts. I remember years ago, I don't do it no more. Years ago, I went to the bar, right? And you had to go in with the mask on. Oh shit, I said it. You had to go in with it on.
Face diaper.
But right, but then when you sat down, you could take it off. So motherfucker, should I crawl around? Like, so it's up here, but it ain't here.
Right.
These fucking people need it, bro.
Even at the grocery stores, you had the that big ass
barrier
plastic thing. But I can
go right here,
I'm
though.
speaking to you right here.
Fucking losers. Excuse my,
And then what's that? A couple months ago, you had Fauci. He got outed for the code. Excuse me. The vid rules. It wasn't
necessary.
Yeah.
So why you make everybody stand 6 feet apart, my nigga?
For lack of a better word.
It was a ritual.
Yeah.
So all Babylon gives you is rituals. Niggas doing whippets, ritual.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's always some kind of ritual going on here.
Back in Zephaniah 2:15, it says, "I am, and there is none beside me.
Yep.
How will she become a desolation, a place for a beast to lie down in? Everyone that passed by her shall hiss and wag his hand."
Damn.
Right.
Damn.
Right.
That's how people gonna look at the destruction of Babylon when it soon comes. And it's soon coming, and it's coming fast. That's why the spirit's on us hot and heavy to keep letting you know something's gonna happen. Double F, something's coming. There's too many things here. There's too many ingredients for us not to be cooking this meal.
Yeah.
Let's get up in that kitchen.
Something got to be made up. Yeah.
Some need to be sauteed,
Yeah.
bro. Because it's marinating right now. But Peter's.
Yep. Back in 2 Peter 3 and verse 7. "But the heavens and the earth, which are now," talking about this present world we're living in,
heaven.
This present rulership, right?
Eden.
Yeah.
Joel 2, it says it was Eden before them and a desolate wilderness behind them.
That's right.
Okay? So we're in a waiting game. But the waiting is for us to win, not lose. When you wait in Babylon, you really are waiting to lose. Hey, we'll call you back.
Yeah.
So you're waiting to hear no. We're waiting to hear yes.
Right.
You see that?
Yep.
So it's a big difference. We've already won. It's already been written. So we got to now act it out. It's like muscle memory. You work out long enough, you'll have like an outer body experience because it's repetition. So then it becomes second nature. Now you are sitting back and the spirits is going,
And it says, "Which are now by the same word are kept in store,
Yep.
reserved unto fire against the day of judgment."
So even in the New Testament, it says there's something reserved under fire. Then when we add fire to the equation of Babylon on fire, it's got to equal what? This place being on fire. It's math. 1 + 1 = 2. Okay? It's not hard. All right?
And it says, the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years.
So why is Apostle Peter saying this? Because we have to understand that the time is different between us and the spirit realm, So we have to, and then also that lets us know that when you go into Genesis, the 7 days is referring to 7,000 years. So
Right.
each day in Genesis, it was 1,000 years to us
Yep.
as men on earth. But people think that it meant literally one day as in quote unquote 24 hours. No. So what was it? The seventh day they rested, so they rested 1,000 years.
Yep.
You know, the first day 1,000, second day 1,000, third day 1,000. Just like when John saw the 1,000 years in Revelations 20, he saw the first day in the kingdom.
Right.
He just saw the first day, that's all.
Yeah.
It was the first day.
And that's gonna be in the midst of us, establishing things.
Yep.
Like it says that Revelation 24, when it says they shall be with the Yahushua 1,000 years.
Exactly.
You know, Yahushua is gonna be, giving orders out to the elect.
Like
you know?
Solomon did with his men.
Right.
His 12 men.
Exactly.
So each one was ordained
Yep.
to house the new moon.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. That's right. That's
So this,
spiritual.
Slakia. So the first day in the kingdom is gonna be orientation.
That's right.
Remember how you had to sit down and then the lettuce goes on the burger and you smile, right? Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Remember you had to sit there in orientation, you getting paid and shit.
Right.
I remember I was in an orientation and this little suck-ass white woman was behind me. And I was a little fiery in the spirits a couple years ago. I'm sitting there and she just sitting by me. I looked at her and said, do you want to listen?
Right.
Like, do you want a revolution, bitch? Like,
damn.
do you want to do it? The fuck you standing behind me for? I didn't say all of that, but it was like, bitch, but my
some
point,
space.
so my point is, we're going to be sitting behind their ass in the orientation
Damn
too.
right.
All right?
Microscopic management.
Yep. I was thinking that.
Micromanage.
Micromanaging. Ham, get him. Get his ass. They going to be bouncing over at him, you know?
And it says,
We're going to use these heathens against one another. Like Jake uses us against Mandingo fights,
yep.
you know?
Back in 2 Peter 3:9, the Lord is not slack concerning his promise.
See, so even though one day is as 1,000 or 1,000 as one day, the Lord's still not slack. Luke 21:19, your patience possess your soul.
That's right.
So we don't gotta be carnally counting days down. Now I'll say another day down, in a general sense, like how Esau say what do you say? Another, what the fuck they be saying? They say
Another criminal.
No. Like you'd be like, how's your day going? They'd be like, another day in paradise.
Another day in paradise. Yeah.
Thank you.
Another day in paradise.
That's a thing they say,
Yeah.
but they don't mean it, because it's not their paradise. It's the upper echelon of Esau's paradise. These are bottom feeding barrel Edomites that gotta be amongst niggas eating ramen noodle
Yeah.
too.
My old boss, he was an Edomite. He always said that shit. How you doing, man? Another day in paradise.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Exactly. See? So I always say another day down.
Yep.
Another day down is another day closer to the kingdom. Because there is matter of fact, can you get me that please in Revelations 9? I think it's 16 at a day, an hour, month, year. It might be 16, but Revelation 9 is going into the third woe with the missiles, but it begins with the first woe. But when you read on down, it transitions to the third woe that John saw of the nuclear destruction that will befall this place.
That's going about the nukes. Let me see.
9 and 8. Let me see.
Oh, 9 and 8.
Let's see. Yeah, where are you at?
A 9.
Um,
I can look it up real quick.
right here. Bound. Yeah. Start at 14.
Okay. This is Revelation chapter 9 and verse 14.
Because the first verse is going to Archduke Ferdinand
I
getting
see it.
assassinated, but it jumps from the first war to the third war.
Revelation 9 and verse 14. Okay, I see it now. It says, saying to the sixth angel, which had the trumpet, loose
like Roman Rev 8, they prepared their trumpets.
Right,
You know?
It says, loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates, and the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year.
Woo!
For to slay the third part of men.
Babylon. So at a in particular month, day, hour, and year, the destruction's gonna happen. That's why it says only the Father knows.
Right.
So the Father is chosen. So we're on a spiritual countdown. The final countdown. They call it the doomsday clock. DEFCON such and such. So we are on a countdown. Since man was placed on earth, the triumph of the wicked is short.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's but for a moment. He has chains that he can't pass.
Yep.
So he knows he has but a short time So this shit's about to happen, you know? Like it was a countdown in the days of Noah where it finally started raining. So we're in a countdown, another tally mark on the wall, you know? Just like in jail, remember? You do the tally, they show you Jake do the tally mark. That's how you gotta look at this thing. It's always moving forward. It's always moving forward. There is not a time where one day was wasted. Every day counts, every day matters. Every day it's something building toward major prophecy.
Right.
They're not gonna say, hey, how does Mark of the Beast get here?
Right, exactly.
No, they built that shit
Yeah.
in the 60s, you know? People got it right now.
Yeah.
Millionaires got it.
Yeah.
Ishmaelites got it. Ishmaelites with turbans on, racing camels got the mark right now.
Yeah, as we speak right now. And it said back in 2 Peter 3 and verse 9, it says, the Lord is not slack concerning his promise.
Elon said that, or Elon Oaktree,
Oh, yeah.
he said that with his link to the Nura, he said that soon that his patients will be able to beat the best gamers
Yep.
and stuff like that.
And that superpowers,
Yeah,
basically.
upgrade.
Yep.
You know? He said, if you allow me to have control, we shall get out of this situation. Then he was paralyzed, fucking control, alt, delete. He stood up. He was moving like Michael Jackson in Thriller. Shit was crazy. That was a good movie. You gotta watch Upgrade.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good MOTB movies, man.
Then you got the one with Sarah. I forgot what it's called.
Implanted. I was literally just gonna say that.
Yeah, the water.
Then you got another, The Hour of Darkness, with a Jake woman in like
Yep.
the UK.
Yep.
Great movie too. So you got a lot of movies out here. That's why, you know, when I hear like Elder Pastor Har, he always mentions it. I'm excited to see how these other Israelite
Yeah.
prolific leaders are gonna react to the congregation when this starts getting mainstream. You know, it's gonna be a great day. I might just go live and do a live reaction. Don't they be doing that? Live reaction. Keep going.
And it says, as some men count slackness,
Yep.
because ultimately, either they're a scoffer or he lost patience.
Yep.
You know?
Oh man, y'all next generation gonna take this over. Some
Hell
weirdo in one body a few years ago said you're wasting your time waiting on your Hawashai. So they're just examples. We have to, when we read this, we have to understand that, okay, those are examples for us to understand what's going on. And thank goodness it's them and not me. You know? What Vig Rhames say? Better them than me. Fuck y'all. That's what, hey, at the end of the day, hey man, have an edge to you. Okay?
And it says,
Stop being soft.
but is long suffering to us word, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
So what do we tell Jake? Y'all better repent.
Right.
You better repent. You teaching this wrong prophecy, bro. That's dangerous.
Yeah.
You got all these views on that video. You got a lot of blood on your hands, brother.
We're telling something.
You're being a false prophet. You better watch it because the Lord is watching you. You got angels visiting camps, you know?
Yeah.
Questions and concerns coming up on the comment boards, breakdowns and edifications going out. And one thing that I noticed as a young man that was allowed to be amongst Great Millstone, in Great Millstone, is the tune of the doctrine has never changed. It's been the same. It's either you are able to understand it and get it and receive it and be comforted, or fight against it, deny it, and say that's not true. You know?
And it says, verse 10. You do want to keep reading down?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Verse 10 it says, but the day of the Lord.
Because I was reading this the other day. I said, hey, yo, we got to go into this.
Yeah, this is a fire chapter, man. No pun intended.
Soon you're going to have breaking news. This is not a test, you know? This just in.
Yeah. It says,
I'm sorry. Who's the boogeyman this week, Esau?
right.
You know?
Verse 10 it says, but the day of the Lord Yahushua will come as a thief in the night.
Unexpectedly. What they doing next Friday? They was sleeping.
Yeah.
And the thief crept in like Santa, stole everything, took the dada.
The rent money.
He took the rent money. That's how judgment's gonna happen when you least expect it. And what'd he say? All I want is two bad bitches, right?
Yep.
Just carnally desiring fleshly things. Because that's the mindset that the masses are gonna be in before the second death. A second death is coming, man. To humanity, to creature, you know?
And it says, and the which the heavens.
We're about to enter We're about to enter being the first generation of a nation.
That's right.
That's extremely high level, man. Soon birth certificate ain't gonna matter.
Yep.
It's gonna matter what the spirit is. Who are you registered in the spirit?
Right.
Okay? When the reapers come, who are you registered as? It says, touch not my anointed. It says, he said, hold back till he seal of the fathers in their forehead.
You hold back the winds.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're entering a very serious spiritual time of registry. Who's got the seal and who don't?
That's right.
Who's gonna be allowed to be considered of the first fruit of a generation of people that just got massively wiped off the map, you know?
Of all eternity.
Yeah,
Man. That's high level.
until they get born back.
Oh, you're right. Until they get born back, of course. That's
Which
high level.
2/3 will be born back in the kingdom, okay? That's just their position. So a lot of Israelites you deal with, some gonna come back as your sons, some are gonna come back as brothers, daughters, some are gonna come back and be your wife, things of that nature. That's why shame is gonna cover them, you know?
And it says,
I didn't know that was you. Yeah, well, they didn't know it was Yahweh Shai.
yeah. And it says, and in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise.
That great noise is the missiles. It's gonna be extreme great noise, a big bada boom. What did it say? Doom and gloom.
Yeah, doom and gloom.
And a big boom. You got a Big Bang theory. Well, you just theorized it in the wrong time. The Big Bang is coming in the third world's woe.
The bridegroom is coming back to give doom and gloom.
Yep.
And it says, and the elements. That's a high level. And the elements.
Oxygen is an element. Water. All around you is element. These are elements. Things are all constructed. What they call them, molecules.
Yep. People, they're
Yeah.
made up of elements.
Yeah, dust
Yeah.
shall return. We're water.
The animals.
You know? So things are gonna be evaporated.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like a bubble. It's gonna be a hot bubble of judgment.
Yeah, that's also, I believe, in the book of Habakkuk. I believe the second chapter, or like the third chapter, it says that he asked the Lord, he said, are you mad at the trees or the sea?
Yeah.
Because that's how
Nahum?
bad. Yeah. I think it's Nahum?
Yeah.
Yeah, the water.
Yeah.
Because that's how bad, the destruction is going to be.
Right.
Like, damn, like,
What did the trees do?
what did nature do?
Yep.
You know, but that's how bad this place has got to be.
Burned.
Burned, because everything here is tainted. The animals, you got.
You just had an Edomite. Get outed for doing unseemly things
Ah, man.
to 42 dogs,
That
man.
shit is fucking disgusting.
The fuck is wrong with you, bro?
That's why the nation of Eden got it cut off.
Piss me
Back in
off.
2 Peter, yeah, I believe it's
I got it.
The water.
This is Nahum 1 and 2. Yahweh is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord has his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. He rebuketh the sea and maketh it dry, and drieth up all the rivers. Bashan languisheth, and Carmel and the flowers of Lebanon languisheth. The mountains quake at him, and the hills melt, and the earth is burned at his presence.
Yep.
Yea, the world and all that dwell therein. Who can stand before his indignation, which indignation is righteous anger. And so we have a right to be angry.
Damn right.
All right, you have a right to be angry, but not to the point of overthrow. It says, and who can abide in the fierceness of his anger? His fury is poured out like fire, and the rocks are thrown down by him. Did you find it, brother?
Yeah.
This was a good one.
That's a good one.
But you were right in
I believe-
Habakkuk.
That's a good one though. I know it's a Habakkuk, but I'm gonna
You
keep
can
going.
quote it.
Yeah,
Look it up.
basically like the Habakkuk. He said, "Are you mad at the trees of the sea?" So that's how bad the destruction of the Lord's gonna be.
Right.
Like it's gonna be nothing left but the elect being deemed up.
Yep.
It's gonna be a desolate wilderness. Like literally, you're not gonna know if that's Avenue D Street or if that's California. You know.
Habakkuk 3 and 8.
The water. Thank you. Yep, here we go. Thank you. This is Habakkuk 3 and 8. It says, was the Lord displeased against the rivers?
Was thine anger against the rivers?
Yeah, because we sat down by the rivers of Babylon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, imagine I'm pissed that this river reminds me of the hell we caught, you know? This place, all of it is a continual remindance. Our memories here are they're ill-tasting to us.
Traumatic.
You know, right,
PTSD.
right.
Jake has that actually.
Yeah.
You know?
They did a study in the children of Oakland, they tested positive for PTSD.
Yeah.
And they never saw a liquor war. So what's that tell you? Piece of shit.
Come on, man. And that shit trickles down right from, slavery.
Yep.
You know, child slavery. And it says,
Even being a man that's trying to provide for his family, got the woman and the child at home, you got to go to work and you're struggling every week to pay all the bills because you're trying to live that manful life that Babylon is presented before you. And now you're saving up for a fucking golden retriever, but the apartment you live in is too small and they don't even allow animals. Get the fuck out of here, man. You can miss me with that spell. That's a spell, man.
such a base society we live
And
in.
you leave the woman at home and there's some Puerto Rican neighbor, you know what I mean? You know, I'm just hypothetically speaking. But you're constantly under attack here. So you can't even find rest in the image that's provided as an avenue for you to take, you know?
And it says, was thy wrath against the sea, that thou didst ride upon thine horses, and thy chariots of salvation? Let's see here. That was the point right there.
Yeah.
You know, so the Lord's indignation is not going to be, something light, you know?
Yep.
Back in 2 Peter 3.
On this truck, it's got Mohawk Home Services.
Oh, wow.
Mohawk, that's Gad.
Probably a Gadite.
Or $5 Indian.
Right. Fucking Edomite. But back in 2 Peter 3 and 10, it says, and the element shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also, and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
So all this shit is vain. That's how you got to look at it. But people are striving for something that's soon going to be wiped out, you know?
Right.
Views, viral, people, clubs, girls, parties, fun, happiness. You're all just chasing a high from something that's soon going to be gone, you know? Scarcity. The mirth is scarce right now. You got pockets of mirth that you're trying to find and cleave to help and cope with the current condition of the ship sinking, you know?
And it says, verse 11, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?
So you now knowing this raw truth, what kind of lifestyle or mindset are you gonna have on a day-to-day basis? What really is gonna keep you going is sobriety in the spirit. You can do all types of things. You can eat this and go there and listen to that, but at the end of the day, you got a spiritual sobriety to you where you're you have everything, your priorities are together. Right now, people don't got their like the Jake that came on, he don't have his priorities together.
Right.
Voting for me, they might have canceled the motherfucking election. They might, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what you think you're gonna do? And then in martial law, you don't have power. The military has power. You know what I mean? Your amendment rights are canceled during a state. There's a state of emergency in Rochester right now over gun violence.
Yeah, right now.
Right now, they just extended it.
Yep.
This city that we're in is under a state of emergency because of gun violence. What are you gonna do, Malik?
For 30 more days, he said.
Yeah.
30 more days.
You're not stopping prophecy. Everyone's just trying to stay afloat. Right now, everyone is maybe about a neck up, about a mouth and nose above water. Just trying to stay afloat. You know, another check is just keeping them right there.
Yep.
Other people are drowning. They're all drowning around you. You see?
And it says,
Then it says that when that flood comes, we got to be spiritually buoyant.
let's see here. Verse 12, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High.
And that's what we're doing. We're actually hasting, you know, we're actually praying. We're putting curses up. We're sending prayers up, you know? And those prayers are going before the altar. And was it Angel Raphael or Uriel?
Raphael.
Raphael, he told, was it Tobit or Tobias?
Yeah, Tobias.
He told him how he brings the prayers before the altar. And then you read that in Revelations 8. So what you speak is going before the Father. That's why it's very important to call on the correct names, because that's the language in the heavens. What we call or coin the Lashuan Kodash, which is an actual language that's known through history. That's why they scoff at it.
Yeah.
That's why that little pudgy demon scoffing at it. That's all. You can't be allowing these pocket demons to overthrow your walk.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why it says in 2 Corinthians 15:3, don't let the incredulity of them, trouble thee.
Right.
They're, the unbelievers.
Right.
Fuck them scoffers, man.
That's why it's called a gift of faith.
That's right.
Everything we got. And then you're going to have people question you. Because I've been thinking about it. People, like, let's just say, hypothetically, family members want to ask you what's going on. And then when you tell them the answers, they may not want to hear that.
Yep.
Or the solutions, like, you just got to have faith. They don't want to hear that. Because they don't have faith.
Yep.
Oh, it's that simple? I just got to believe? They don't want to hear that.
And it says, we're in the heavens being on fire. There goes the word fire again.
And who's heaven? Esau's heaven.
Right.
Babylon. That's why we got our eye on Amalek, because prophecy said the least of the flock. So we're at the tipping point of prophecy, you know? So it's like lately, what happens during the week? Like what's happening this week? What's gonna be next week? Who's gonna be the hot topic? Is it gonna be a false prophecy from one of these other camps? Is it gonna be something economic? Is it gonna be a new pestilence? Or is it going to be, what does it say, multiple choice? Or all the above?
Yeah,
all the above. Because the vision is yet for an appointed time. That's where we're at right now, you know? Something major is getting ready to happen that's going to lead to normality leaving the building, where a new normal is going to play out. And we experienced that with the vid, you know? A little more and we're going to wrap it up.
And it says, we're in the heavens, being on fire, shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Yeah, and what could do that? Well, the prophecy in Isaiah, the 54th chapter. The smith blows the coals, you know? Mm-hmm. Esau having the ability, which fulfilled Revelation 6 and 4, where what was given to him was a great sword. Then in Revelation 13, he made fire come down upon earth in the sight of men. Hiroshima, Nagasaki. And that picture was taken on a plane that had a white woman in a bikini on that said necessary evil. Yep. So you can't make none of this up. That was the great whore right there. We're in the great whore. We're in Babylon right now.
Literally.
We're in the hot spot. So us here in Babylon, the only thing we're looking forward to is literally being delivered. Either by death, being a martyr, or Maya Ka'ala and Yahweh Shai standing up and beaming us out of here. We're in Babylon. So we have no other way out but up. There's no other way out for us. We're not leaving. The Lord got our spirit to stay right here. We're not leaving. So we have faith. Or was that Micah where deliverance will come? Because matter of fact, let's get that. If we're talking about...
What, Daniel 12?
No, I'm going to show you. Talking about destruction.
Oh, Micah. Oh,
yeah.
I must... how's it going?
Yeah, exactly.
I must bear the nation.
We got to.
Yeah.
So you got to understand, even with us knowing this, we got to stay here. You know? This is Micah 4:10. Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field, and thou shalt go even to Babylon. There shalt thou be delivered. There the Lord shall redeem thee from the hand of thy enemies. So we are waiting. And that's an act of faith. Because you got other Jakes that are leaving Babylon. You got this one Jake, he's in Egypt right now, paying $167 a month for rent, saying shalom with his little YouTube channel. But what's that doing for the Lord?
Nothing.
You're showing a lack of faith. We've had opportunities to leave, but we're staying.
Yeah.
You know?
And then also too in Jeremiah 29 and verse 15, it says that the Lord has set up prophets in Babylon.
Exactly.
The majority of prophets are here in Babylon, you know?
Yep. So a couple more, we'll end it right off that.
And it says, verse 13, nevertheless, we...
They got all this loud shit. Yeah, it was about to wrap up.
Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth the righteousness.
There it is. That's where we're at. All right, so Lord's will, these camps are edifying, exhorting to you sincere sheep. We just want to say, Call Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do good well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect. With that being said, shalom.
Shalom.